As many know right now, the verdict of Karmelo Anthony being found guilty for the murder of Austin Metcalf and having to serve 35 years with a chance of parole after he has served about 17 and a half years time has got many people in an uproar. I'm going to start off by saying that I do believe that this was self-defense. I will get into some of these reasons in a minute. I'm going to start off also by saying that I do not believe that Karmelo Anthony got a just due process for obvious reasons that I will state as well. And we're going to also state some unbiased opinions at the end of this video. I held off on reporting on this case for a long time because I wanted to get more facts. I wanted to see what would come out, and I was hoping that they actually would release the video. They held on to this video for quite some time, and we know that most likely is due to the fact that they wanted to look at every angle to see what they could use against Karmelo. But even in court, they found that there was various inconsistencies. There were untruths told by Hunter Metcalf, who is the brother of the deceased Austin Metcalf. I won't go too much into that. You know, one of those was that he rendered help and aid to his brother, which he did not. One of those was that Karmelo basically made the first move. Karmelo did not. It was stated by a staff member that on the day of the event, it says that you could see raindrops on the video, was the words of the staff member. And he said that the video was clear. So why are we holding on to this video as long as we did? The video was clear. You could see everything. To me, that's suspicious, and it means that you were trying to drum up something that was not true. Let's go back to the fact that these twins were 83 pounds heavier than Karmelo, plus two other people who circled Karmelo and jumped him. Now let's go to Texas law. Under Texas law, it says that a person, an individual, has a valid self-defense claim if the person is in fear of their lives. Wouldn't being jumped classify as that? Let's go to the fact that why I do not believe that he got a fair due process for his court case. First of all, they removed 3 black jurors. I believe they said even 3 to 5 of those jurors were Asian, but the rest of them were white. So how is that fair? You don't have anybody on the jury that can look at the case from a lens of a cultural sense of a black person. Let's go to the fact that it only took 3 hours for them to deliberate and find him guilty. Let's also go to the fact that the father of the Metcalfs, the judge, and the district attorney can be seen in pictures as friends. Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest? Let's also go to the fact that the Texas Department of Criminal Justice has transferred him to the Navasota packing unit within 48 hours. When have you noticed Texas to work that fast? It's just a whole bunch of inconsistencies. It's a whole bunch of lies that were told. And I believe that he needs a retrial. I believe that his parents, I'm actually glad to hear that his parents are actually going to be appealing. And I hope that they can get all the money together. Now, I'm going to leave at the end of this video some unbiased opinions, as I stated in the beginning of this video, because I don't want people to say, oh, you're a black woman, so you are, taking up for the black man. No, right is right, wrong is wrong. This is a case of somebody putting their hands on somebody that they shouldn't have. And let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. Should Karmelo have had that knife in his backpack? No, he should not have. But should somebody have put their hands on him? No, they should not have. So anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this case, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye. I also failed to mention that these brothers were known for bullying. There are also some stories about how they beat almost the life out of their own father, that they're skilled in jiu-jitsu, which means that their body is a weapon. So if Karmelo Anthony is known to have a weapon, then wouldn't they be a weapon as well? Just wanted to throw that little tad bit in there. It was also brought up that these twins had been suspended for bullying. And what I want to know is, were they suspended at the time of the track meet where the altercation happened, or were they talking about previously? No matter what it was, they were suspended for bullying. So this is something that they are known to do. And if it was the case that they were suspended at the time this altercation happened, that means that they shouldn't have been on school premises anyways. Just something to think about.
Because I'm not going to deal with Jeff Metcalf and him and his family bullied us out of our seat, which is the whole reason we're here in this trial. That's how this trial came to be, is because his kids are bullies and want to bully people out of their seat. And what did he do? He turned around and sat and did it to all of us inside the courtroom and laughed about it.
Because they got the first
So
two
where do you
rows.
think his kids learn to be bullies at? According to their environment. That's all I'm going to say.
Crazy to me how everyone in Texas is all about stand your ground and self-defense until that person doesn't look like me. This case is racially charged, and stick with me here. If the roles were reversed, if Karmelo Anthony was 220 pounds with his twin brother picking on a white kid, putting hands on a white kid, and he got unalived, y'all would say that he got exactly what was coming to him, and if he would have kept his hands to himself, he would still be here today. Because y'all want to say, oh, it's not self-defense. Austin and his brother are 220-pound football players, and Karmelo was 130 pounds. If you can't visualize that, I'm 180. I got 50 pounds on the kid. Not only were they both in his face, but one of them put hands on him. He was scared. You can't tell me that race isn't a thing because it's in my TikTok comments and I've seen hundreds of comments on Facebook. So if you flip this scenario and Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor in this situation and your opinion changed, you are racially biased. And to the white people in my comments calling me a white savior, God forbid I have empathy. If you're RICS, just say that and move on. In my last video, I said I didn't know why Karmelo Anthony was sitting under that tent. Turns out it started raining and Karmelo got permission from the coach. That's not even his school. He got permission from a coach to sit under that tent. Granted, it's free seating, but he got specific permission. And don't get me wrong, it's absolutely tragic that Austin lost his life. His parents lost their son. No parent should have to ever lose their kid. But it makes me think, what would have happened if Austin and Hunter would have left Karmelo alone and not talked to him? Not approached him, not instigated a situation and then escalated it by putting hands on him. I feel like Austin and Hunter were looking for trouble because if they were really so aggravated by this kid sitting there for whatever reason, they would have gotten an adult to remove him. They wouldn't have approached him, talked shit, and put hands on him. I'll probably get crucified for this, but I don't care. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.